the trader you become. You cannot execute clearly in survival mode. Why does trading feel so emotionally exhausting sometimes? Why does it feel like the harder you try, the more frustrated, emotional, and disconnected you become? Why do traders constantly force trades, revenge trade, panic manage, overthink, move stop losses, or feel like they are always behind? Many traders believe the answer is more discipline, more effort, more grinding, more pressure. But what if the problem is not that you are not trying hard enough? What if your nervous system is simply stuck in survival mode? Because when the nervous system feels unsafe, trading stops becoming clear execution and starts becoming emotional survival. Fear takes over, urgency takes over, self-doubt takes over. And many traders begin fighting themselves, more than the market itself. But perhaps consistent trading is not built through constant struggle. Perhaps it is built by learning how to execute from a calmer state, instead of a survival state. Chapter 1. Most traders are trading from survival mode. Many traders unknowingly approach trading from a constant survival state. The nervous system feels pressure, urgency, fear, emotional threat, and the need to constantly prove something. I need to recover. I need to make money faster. I should already be successful. I'm falling behind. Something is wrong with me. And when traders think this way repeatedly, the nervous system begins operating in fight or flight mode. In survival mode, the brain becomes reactive, emotional, hypervigilant, desperate for certainty, which is why survival mode traders often force entries, chase moves, panic during pullbacks, revenge trade, move stop losses, overtrade, and emotionally collapse after losses, because the nervous system is no longer focused on execution. It is focused on emotional survival. Chapter 2. You cannot execute clearly while trying to survive. One of the deepest realizations traders eventually have is that you cannot execute clearly while your nervous system is trying to survive. Because survival mode changes perception, it changes decision-making, it changes emotional tolerance, it changes patience, it changes behavior. Suddenly, every pullback feels dangerous. Every stop loss feels personal. Every loss feels like failure. Every red day feels threatening. And many traders begin emotionally reacting instead of structurally executing. This is why calmer traders often execute better. Not because they know the future, not because they never feel fear, but because their nervous system is regulated enough to remain objective under uncertainty. Chapter 3. The problem is not always strategy. Many traders constantly search for a better strategy, a better indicator, a better setup, a better entry system. But often, the deeper problem is nervous system instability, because even good strategies break down emotionally when the trader operating them is overwhelmed internally. And many traders unintentionally make this worse through constant self-rejection. I'm not disciplined enough. I'm not good enough. I keep failing. Why can't I get this? Everyone else is ahead of me. But constant self-attack keeps the nervous system in threat mode, which creates more emotional trading, more fear, more impulsiveness, more pressure, and more emotional exhaustion. Sometimes traders believe criticizing themselves harder will finally force improvement, but often it creates even more emotional instability. Chapter 4. Loving the trader you are right now. One of the hardest things for traders to do is accept where they are right now. Because many traders secretly believe, I'll finally respect myself once I become successful. But resistance toward your current self creates enormous internal pressure. And pressure often pushes the nervous system deeper into survival mode, which makes learning harder, execution harder, improvement harder. What if part of growth is learning how to stop fighting yourself every single day? What if becoming a better trader begins with accepting the trader you are right now, not giving up on growth, not lowering standards, but removing the constant emotional resistance towards yourself? Because calmer traders often learn faster. They are no longer spending all their energy panicking, comparing, rushing, attacking themselves, or emotionally collapsing after mistakes. They can finally focus on observing, learning, refining, and executing more clearly. Chapter 5: Holding the vision for your goals without collapsing. Many traders think achieving goals requires constant struggle, constant pressure, endless hustle, emotional intensity. But often, the more emotionally chaotic the nervous system becomes, the harder consistent execution becomes. This does not mean sitting around, doing nothing, or pretending everything is fine. You still need structure, preparation, practice, screen time, risk management, and execution. But the goal is not forcing outcomes emotionally. The goal is learning how to hold the vision of the future you want without collapsing into fear. Because many traders collapse emotionally the moment losses happen, progress slows, mistakes happen, or uncertainty appears. But growth in trading often requires staying emotionally stable enough to continue learning through uncertainty. That is where real consistency begins. Chapter 6: Calm traders execute differently. Traders with calmer nervous systems often wait more patiently, respect stop losses more, manage risk better, force less trades, recover from losses faster, and think more structurally. Not because they are superhuman, but because they are not constantly operating from emotional threat. Their nervous system has more capacity to tolerate uncertainty, to process losses, to remain objective, and to continue executing despite discomfort. This is why protecting the nervous system matters so much in trading. Sometimes the answer is not more pressure. Sometimes the answer is less emotional chaos. Chapter 7: Trading becomes different when you stop fighting yourself. Many traders are trying to become successful while emotionally at war with themselves, constantly judging themselves, rushing progress, feeling behind, feeling broken, feeling like they are failing. But survival mode creates reactive trading. Calm creates clearer execution. And perhaps one of the most important shifts a trader can make is realizing you do not need to hate yourself into becoming better. You do not need constant emotional pressure to grow. You do not need to suffer your way into consistency. Sometimes growth begins when the nervous system finally feels safe enough to learn clearly. Final chapter: Calm traders learn better. Maybe the goal is not becoming fearless. Maybe the goal is becoming calmer under uncertainty, more emotionally stable during losses, more accepting of imperfection, more trusting of the process. Because trading is already difficult enough, and when traders constantly fight themselves internally, the journey becomes even heavier. But when the nervous system becomes calmer, learning becomes clearer, execution becomes cleaner, growth becomes more sustainable, and perhaps that is the deeper lesson. Your job is not to force the future emotionally. Your job is to become emotionally stable enough to continue executing consistently while building it. So if you are struggling right now, perhaps you are not broken. Perhaps your nervous system is simply exhausted from trying to survive. And perhaps the next level of growth is not more self-attack, but more awareness, more structure, more emotional regulation, and more acceptance of the trader you are becoming. If this video resonated with you, perhaps share it with another trader walking through the same struggle. And if you want more trading psychology content like this, you can subscribe and continue the journey. Because the trader you become is shaped not only by your strategy, but by the state of mind you repeatedly trade from.